What's going on, folks, friends, followers, fellow fishermen? Mike McFarland here, the Lake Fork Guide, about to give you a Lake Fork rundown for June 15th. I did not fish yesterday. Now that it's hot, I take Sundays and Mondays off. You know, the heat throughout the week, I need 2 days to recover instead of one. But let's tell you about the board, lake levels for Monday, and lake levels for today. So basically the lake is very stable now. 403.24 yesterday, 403.22 today. No gates open, one pipe, one small, what's called rate of flow pipe. We've talked about that before. They must maintain rate of flow, which is hardly any water at all. So we are now really, really stable. Hopefully no more rain in the future. It doesn't look like it. It looks like heat and more heat. Okay, and you're going to see what happened to the water temperature really fast. So lake level, clarity, 1 to 2 foot. Lake Fork green is what it's starting to look like. It's starting to be beautiful out there. It's the color I like. And look, in 2 days, we went from the low 80s. I found 91 degrees today. Now remember, folks, that's just the subsurface. It's the first 18 inches of the water column. Certainly cooler water below. But stagnant, no wind, roaring hot sun for 2 days in a row right now. And that's changing this lake in a real quick hurry. It's going to bring us to the temperatures that we should have been several weeks ago. Okay, what's going to happen is all of those fish in the shallow backwaters, they can't tolerate that kind of heat. They don't want to be back in there no more. Mainly the bait fish. When the bait leaves, the fish follow. So the offshore bite is now staging. Any day now, it's going to each day, it's going to get better and better and better. Okay. Today, again, no breeze. It made it really, really tough. I started out the morning throwing top waters on my top water hole that I've been catching fish for about 6 weeks. If you haven't seen a rundown, look in a past rundown. I was throwing top water poppers, and we were catching them really good. Saturday, we blasted them. It was awesome before the storm hit. Got kicked off the lake, of course. This morning, rolled in and only caught one. Only caught one on the top water. So top water bites kind of dwindling away. Really did the run and gun, milk run of the lake, all the way from the 154 bridge to the 2946. You're talking about 15 miles or more of the lake that we covered. Bouncing shell beds, tree lines, submerged brush, fish from 8 foot to 30 foot today, and it was a grind, okay? Number count was okay. We caught fish today. The best fish was about a 5-pounder, but we really mixed it up between jigs, shaky heads, and Texas rig worms. The Texas rig worm that I'm throwing right now is basically the power worm, throwing 3 sizes, the 8.5, the 10, and the 12-inch, depending on what size fish I believe I'm on. If I'm on a big fish hole, I'm going to throw the bigger baits. But basically your blue fleck, your plum, your red shad, any of those colors are really good summer colors. And that's what I'm throwing in the worm. The worm probably did the most damage today. So this is going to kind of be a short rundown. I really recommend 2 things right now. Number 1, be prepared to start fishing offshore. It's coming. Number 2, it's so hot. When you do go out, if you're coming out this weekend, be prepared for it to be hotter than you expect. We've been so cool with so much cloud cover for so long. It's kind of like a surprise. And I'm telling you firsthand, coming from Arizona and Las Vegas, where I fished in 129 degrees, it even caught me. I probably drank over 1 gallon of water today, and pardon me, but I have not even peed 1 time. So I know I drank 8 waters on the boat and had 2 waters with breakfast and 2 waters with lunch. That's probably more than a gallon of water. I need that in my body. And so do you. So just remember, be careful in this really raw heat. And if there's no wind, stay the grind. Stay on the spots a little longer. Maybe hop and move a little more frequently. Stay on the spots less longer. So hop and move. That way you get a little bit of air conditioning when you drive. But a little bit of breeze gonna make all the difference in the world. And that football jig and the sand tone shaky head should start to come together in the deep shell beds. And I'll tell you why one more time. The shell beds are a place of coolness, like a dog going to a tile floor in the middle of summer. It's first of all a deep, cool sanctuary. The shell beds themselves are like glass, okay? The shell bed thrives in a high plankton source area. And that's where the shad are going to go feed when they leave the shallows and go out deep. Right now, the shad are finding their food in the shallow water. There's still shad spawn happening. They're going to go feed on the plankton, the same food that this shell filters. Okay? When the shad arrive at these locations, the bass will be right behind them. It's shell bed time, guys. I told you all I would tell you when. Now's the time. So appreciate you watching. Give me the thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Sorry there's not a lot more fishing details in this one. There will be in Thursday. I may do a rundown tomorrow, but most likely Thursday I'll break in a little more detail, show you the baits, talk about how we're fishing them. But man, comment below. I always appreciate that. Thank you so much for following. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And good luck fishing. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Guide. Thanks for watching.